You are not lazy, you are not unmotivated, and you are definitely not weak. But at some point, and you will remember this moment, you woke up one morning and realized the effort that used to feel normal now feels impossible, not because the work changed, but because something inside you ran out. That is not a mindset problem, that is a body problem. In this episode of the S.O.F series, Symptom to Organ to Food, we go deep into the one condition that sits at the center of modern life: burnout to kidney, plus liver axis to recovery. Download the free Burnout Recovery Reset infographic. Link in description. And how two specific organs, the kidneys and the liver, hold the key to understanding why you crashed and how to rebuild. If you are new here, welcome. The S.O.F series stands for Symptom to Organ to Food. We have already explored Episode 1, Fatigue in the Kidneys, Episode 2, Digestion in the Spleen, Episode 3, Anxiety and the Kidney-Heart Connection, Episode 4, Broken Sleep and the Liver, Episode 5, Sugar Cravings and the Spleen. Episode 6 is the convergence point. Burnout is what happens when the signals from all 5 previous episodes go unheard long enough. What burnout actually is. Most conversations about burnout treat it as a psychological event. Too much stress, not enough rest, poor work-life balance. These things are real, but they are the trigger, not the root. Because the same level of stress affects two people completely differently. One recovers overnight, the other takes months. The difference is not willpower. The difference is the depth of their biological reserves. Traditional medicine systems observed this for centuries. In classical Chinese medicine, the kidneys are considered the body's deep battery, the storehouse of what they called jing, or vital essence. This is not mystical language. It maps closely to what modern medicine calls adrenal reserve, HPA axis regulation, mitochondrial capacity, and neuroendocrine resilience. The liver, in these same systems, governs how the body moves energy, physically and emotionally. When the liver is sluggish, qi stagnates. In modern terms, cortisol metabolism becomes impaired, emotional processing slows, motivation drops, and recovery from stress takes longer. Burnout is not one organ failing. It is two organs depleted simultaneously, the kidney and liver axis collapsing under sustained overload. The kidney-liver axis. Let us look at how these two organs work together. The kidneys sit at the base of your body. In physical terms, they regulate electrolytes, blood pressure, fluid balance, and, critically, they sit directly above the adrenal glands. The adrenals are your stress response organs. They produce cortisol, adrenaline, and DHEA. Under chronic stress, they are asked to produce these hormones continuously. Over months and years, this depletes what researchers call adrenal reserve. Symptoms of depleted kidney energy include fatigue that does not improve with sleep, lower back pain or a sense of heaviness in the lower body, low libido and hormonal fluctuations, feeling cold even in warm environments, a deep sense of fear, dread, or existential emptiness. Sound familiar? Now add the liver. The liver processes every hormone your adrenals produce. After cortisol and adrenaline do their job, the liver deactivates them. But when the liver is overloaded, from poor diet, alcohol, late nights, or the same chronic stress, it cannot clear these hormones efficiently, so cortisol stays elevated longer than it should. The nervous system remains in a low-level state of alarm, even when nothing is threatening. Symptoms of liver stagnation include irritability and frustration that seem disproportionate, waking between 1 and 3 a.m., tight shoulders, jaw clenching, or headaches behind the eyes, a sense of being stuck, emotionally and physically, difficulty feeling joy or motivation even when life is objectively good. When both axes collapse together, the result is not just tiredness, it is a loss of the will to engage with life. That is burnout at its biological root. What accelerates burnout today? Modern life is uniquely good at depleting both organs simultaneously. Here's what drains the kidney-liver axis fastest. Chronic sleep deficit. The liver repairs between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. The kidneys rebuild their reserves in deep sleep before midnight. Consistently sleeping late or waking frequently means neither organ gets its recovery window. High stimulant culture. Caffeine, energy drinks, and sugar mask fatigue by forcing the adrenals to produce cortisol artificially. This feels like energy. It is actually withdrawal of energy from future reserves. Constant digital overstimulation. The nervous system was not designed for infinite input. Scrolling, notifications, and background noise keep the sympathetic nervous system gently activated all day. The kidneys and adrenals never fully rest. Suppressed emotions and unresolved conflict. The liver governs the smooth movement of emotions. When feelings are consistently suppressed, anger, grief, resentment, the liver stagnates. This is not poetic. It translates directly to impaired cortisol clearance and reduced serotonin production. Skipping meals or eating late. Blood sugar instability forces the adrenals to compensate with cortisol every time glucose drops. Over months, this accelerates adrenal depletion. Late eating pushes the liver's work past midnight. The food reset. The approach here is not a detox. It is not extreme. The macrobiotic tradition and traditional Indian and East Asian kitchen wisdom offer a gentle, sustained approach to rebuilding depleted organs through food and rhythm. The three principles: nourish the kidneys first, gently move the liver second, rebuild slowly, never force. Recipe 1. Black bean and wakame. Kidney rebuild bowl. Black foods have been used in traditional medicine specifically to nourish kidney energy. Black beans, black sesame, seaweed. These mineral-dense foods restore what chronic stress depletes. Ingredients: 1/2 cup black beans, cooked or canned, rinsed. 1/2 cup brown rice or hand-pounded rice. 1 strip wakame or kombu seaweed. 1 teaspoon black sesame seeds. 1/2 teaspoon grated ginger. 1 teaspoon sesame oil. Tamari or light soy sauce, a few drops. Warm water as needed. Method 1. Cook brown rice until soft. Keep it slightly porridge-like rather than dry. 2. Soak wakame in water for 5 minutes. Slice into small pieces. 3. Combine rice, black beans, and wakame in a bowl. 4. Drizzle with sesame oil and a few drops of tamari. 5. Top with black sesame seeds and a small amount of grated ginger. How it works. Black beans are rich in magnesium and zinc, minerals depleted by chronic stress and essential for adrenal recovery. Seaweed provides iodine and trace minerals that directly support kidney and adrenal function. Black sesame provides calcium, iron, and healthy fats that nourish the body's deep reserves. This is one of the most grounding meals you can eat during burnout recovery. Recipe 2. Bitter greens and barley liver reset. The liver needs 2 things during burnout recovery: bitter foods to stimulate bile flow, and light whole grains to regulate blood sugar without adding metabolic load. Ingredients: 1/2 cup barley, JAU, cooked. 1 cup methi leaves, fenugreek or mustard greens. 1/2 cup steamed beetroot, sliced. 1 teaspoon good quality olive oil or sesame oil. 1/2 teaspoon turmeric. 1/2 teaspoon cumin. Squeeze of lemon juice. Pinch of rock salt. Method 1. Cook barley in water for 30 minutes until tender. 2. Lightly sauté methi or mustard greens in oil with cumin and turmeric for 3 to 4 minutes. 3. Steam beetroot separately. 4. Combine all 3 in a bowl. Squeeze lemon juice over the top. How it works. Bitter greens directly stimulate the liver's bile production and are among the most liver-supportive foods across every traditional system. Beetroot contains betaine, a compound that supports liver methylation, the process by which the liver clears excess hormones, including the cortisol that burnout leaves behind. Barley stabilizes blood sugar without burdening the digestive system. Lemon juice activates liver enzymes gently in the morning if taken as warm lemon water, or adds brightness here at dinner. Recipe 3. Ashwagandha. Warm milk and nutmeg. Wind down. This is not a meal, it is a ritual. The nervous system needs a clear signal at the end of the day that the stress cycle is complete. Warm, slightly sweet, lightly spiced drinks have been used across Indian, Ayurvedic, and macrobiotic traditions to do exactly this. Ingredients: 1 cup warm whole milk or oat milk, 1/2 teaspoon ashwagandha powder, widely available, traditionally used for adrenal recovery, 1/4 teaspoon nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon turmeric, small piece of jaggery or 1/4 teaspoon honey. Optional method 1. Warm milk gently, do not boil. 2. Whisk in ashwagandha, turmeric, and nutmeg. 3. Add jaggery if you want slight sweetness. 4. Drink slowly, 30 to 45 minutes before sleep. How it works. Ashwagandha is classified as an adaptogen. It helps regulate the HPA axis and has been shown in multiple clinical studies to reduce cortisol, lower anxiety, and improve sleep quality in people with chronic stress. Nutmeg contains myristicin, a mild sedative compound. Turmeric reduces neuroinflammation that accumulates during burnout. Together, this drink tells the adrenals, the day is done. Begin repair. The recovery rhythm. Food is essential, but in burnout recovery, rhythm matters as much as nutrition. 3 shifts that accelerate kidney liver repair. Protect the pre-midnight window. Sleep before 10:30 p.m. as often as possible. The liver's peak repair cycle is 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. The kidneys restore adrenal reserves in deep sleep before midnight. This single shift can change recovery speed more than any supplement. Eat breakfast before 9 a.m. This anchors the circadian rhythm and prevents the cortisol spike that follows skipped or delayed morning meals. A warm, savory breakfast, tea, rice, eggs, miso soup, signals to the adrenals that nourishment is available. The body stops rationing energy. 1 slow, screen-free hour per day. The nervous system does not distinguish between work stress and recreational scrolling. Both activate the sympathetic response. 1 hour of genuine stillness, walking, cooking slowly, sitting outside, begins to shift the nervous system back toward parasympathetic dominance. This is when the kidneys and liver can actually use the nutrients you are giving them. Read the signals correctly. Burnout is the body's final, loudest communication. Before burnout, the body sent quieter signals. It sent fatigue, the kidneys asking for rest. It sent digestive trouble, the spleen struggling to transform food into energy. It sent anxiety, the kidney-heart connection becoming unstable. It sent broken sleep, the liver asking for a lighter load. It sent sugar cravings, the spleen trying to find fast energy because the slow energy was gone. Burnout is not a new problem. It is the accumulated weight of every ignored signal. The good news, and this matters, is that the body is not punishing you. It is protecting you. The exhaustion is the system forcing a pause so that repair can begin. And repair does not require extreme action. It requires earlier sleep, mineral-rich food, bitter greens for the liver, black foods for the kidneys, slower mornings, 1 screen-free hour. Small, consistent, unhurried. The body rebuilt you once before. It knows how to do it again. Your job is to stop standing in the way. Download infographic. Hope this helps. If this episode made something click, share it with someone who is running on empty right now. Download the free Burnout Reset infographic below. It maps the kidney-liver axis, the warning signs at each stage, and the foods that begin the rebuild. And subscribe to Thrive Shifu, because the next episode in the S.O.F series goes somewhere many people skip. Episode 7. Restlessness and the heart. Because what you call restlessness, your body calls an unanchored heart. See you there.